July 16th, 1950. 200,000 people are packed into the Maracanã, a stadium Brazil built for one purpose: to host the day it became world champion. Brazil doesn't even need to win. A draw hands them the World Cup, and everyone already knows it. Newspapers have printed "Brazil World Champions" the morning of the match. Medals are already being engraved. In goal stands Moacir Barbosa, 29 years old, widely considered the best goalkeeper in the tournament. Black, working class, in a country where that combination rarely got trusted with anything important, including a place in goal for the national team. Brazil scores first. The stadium detonates. Uruguay equalizes. Doesn't matter. A draw still wins it. The mood barely dips. Then, minute 79. Uruguay's Ghiggia gets the ball on the byline, cuts inside. And instead of crossing it, which is what everyone in that stadium expects, including Barbosa, he shoots. Near post. Low. Not even that hard. Barbosa is set for a cross. Nobody shoots from that angle. Ghiggia does. The ball goes under him, and 200,000 people go completely silent. Not sad silent. Silent like the air got pulled out of the room. Uruguay, a country a fraction of Brazil's size, are world champions. In Brazil. In the stadium Brazil built to celebrate itself. People in the crowd are openly weeping. At least one heart attack is reported that afternoon. Brazilians would call it the Maracanazo, and they're still calling it that more than 70 years later. Here's where a bad night turns into a life sentence. Brazil needed someone to carry this. Not the coach, not the two defenders who let Ghiggia turn them inside out. The goalkeeper, Barbosa, exactly the kind of man Brazilian football already had a habit of blaming. The press turned on him almost immediately, treating it as if Barbosa personally lost the World Cup, like the other 10 players simply hadn't been on the pitch. Brazilian football quietly began pushing black goalkeepers out of the position altogether, treating 1950 as proof the job needed someone else. Historians point to Barbosa's case as one of the reasons the national team avoided black goalkeepers for decades. He kept playing. That part of his career wasn't over, but something else was. In Brazil, Barbosa used to say, the maximum prison sentence for any crime is 30 years. He paid for a crime nobody could even prove he committed. And he paid for it far longer than that. Strangers recognized him on the street for one reason. In one story he told for years, a woman pointed him out to her son in a shop. Look at him. He's the man who made all of Brazil cry. In 1993, 43 years later, Barbosa tried to visit the national team's training ground before another World Cup, just to share what he knew. He was turned away. Officials were reportedly afraid that having him around might jinx them. A man kept out of a stadium because people still thought he was bad luck. 4 decades on. Moacir Barbosa died on April 7, 2000, in poverty, largely alone, having spent half a century as the most blamed man in Brazilian sport, for a mistake that took less than 3 seconds. People who knew him describe something colder than an old man passing away. They describe a man who died twice. Once for real in 2000, and once symbolically on July 16, 1950, the moment that ball crossed the line. Everything after that day was a different man living in the same body. The scapegoat The unlucky charm. The answer to a trivia question nobody wanted to think about. Brazil won the World Cup again in 1958, and 1962, and 1970. Nobody remembers those goalkeepers the way they remember Barbosa. Winning doesn't get remembered nearly as hard as losing does. Not when a country needs somewhere to put its grief. 11 men played that match. A federation built a stadium and printed victory headlines before a ball was kicked. And out of all of that, one man, the one who happened to be black, working class, and standing in goal when the ball went in, carried the weight for everyone else. Brazil got its trophy back 8 years later, and the years after that, and the years after that. Moacir Barbosa never got his name back. This is Footnote, where football's forgotten stories are written back into history. If this story moved you, hit subscribe. There's another one waiting. And tell me in the comments, which chapter should we uncover next?